All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. By Hashem Rakha Kodash, I want to give double honors to our apostles, great millstone, rule well, and peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. All right, Zahad, Spirit, Wind, Judah. All right, other Jim Mess, Mississippi Camp. Today I want to go into an article going into Governor Tate Reeves and a mask mandate, because down here in the state of Mississippi, all right, there's going to be a replacement with the mask mandate to being reduced to a recommendation, meaning that it will no more be mandatory to wear a mask in Mississippi, all right, but it will only be a recommendation. Prior to that, the restrictions were pretty just that. They were pretty strict, all right, as far as wearing a mask, all right, going into different stores and whatnot. All right, but it says Governor Reeves, which is the governor of Mississippi, all right, acts his mandate for a mask in Mississippi replaced with the recommendations. And I'm going to get into the article. All right, it says Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves is massively scaling back CV-19 protocols in Mississippi. He is replacing all current executive orders with recommendations. This effectively ends all mask mandates within the state. It also means businesses will be able to operate on the full capacity with no restrictions. Today, I signed what I expect will be one of my last executive orders regarding CV-19. Our hospitalizations have plummeted and our case numbers have fallen dramatically as well. In fact, our case numbers have fallen to the point where no county meets the original criteria for a mask mandate. Now, what I want to say concerning this is that, you know, E always has angles and he has ulterior motives. Now, the governor of Mississippi has always been in favor of, businesses, small, businesses opening and keeping their customers. And, he was pretty much geared towards that angle as, basically being in favor of small businesses and whatnot. But on the flip side, the first thing that comes to my mind is this pandemic is what it really is. All right. Then it's only if you loosen the restrictions, it's only going to get the numbers back up. So that makes me think that there's an ulterior motive. All right. Maybe they want to introduce a second wave. All right. Second wave, so they could justify introducing, more vaccination or ultimately the chip. All right. But I'm saying that to say, all right, it could play out different ways. But I'm saying that to say the nature of our enemy is very clever, and he's very subtle. All right. He's very conniving. All right. That's the nature of Esau. He's very conniving. He's very cunning. All right. And there's always an ulterior motive. All right. And there's not too much that I want to say concerning this is that, but, the only thing I do want to say is that when you see things on the media, all right, I always question the motive. I always question the motive. Never take something for face value. I always ask why. All right. If E wants to give you a new grants in your so-called communities and loans or whatever it may be, you have to ask why. What's his motive? What's his end goal for this? All right. Because this is your enemy. Okay. So with that, I'm going to get the scripture. All right. With that, I'm going to get the scripture. Let me get the scripture right quick. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So just how iron inevitably rusts, all right, Esau is inevitably wicked. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. All right. Be aware of his nature. All right. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right. So, and that really goes for the Maxine and Esau wanting to get the 12 tribes chip, man. All right. But he's doing it under the pretense of him caring about the 12 tribes, when you have to ask yourself, when has you ever cared about the 12 tribes? When have we ever been put first for anything that's beneficial. All right, if you look at the cities and the condition of our people, all right, generally speaking, we're always in a subordinate position compared to the rest of the nations, man. All right, and that's by design. So why all of a sudden are you just super concerned with the 12 tribes, the most undesirable nation, all right, being vaccinated? Okay, so that's a chin scratcher in itself. All right, I'm gonna start that again. Sirach 12:10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. You hear Joe Biden going into was it last week? All the people who died from CV-19, and he had this humble look, this humble, dreadful look, like he's just depressed from all the numbers, man. But a serpent is a serpent, man, and they always have the same nature. All right. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right. So you're gonna see that no matter what type of smoke, what type of cloud he throws in front of you, all right, when the smoke clears, that's still your enemy standing in front of you, and your enemy wants to overthrow you. He wants to destroy you, man. All right. But I'm just gonna make that real quick. I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. Abba, come out, Shalom and Shalom.